Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. We are back for another trucking vlog, of course. We are picking up right where we left off in the last video, so if you did not watch that, obviously I'm always going to recommend that you go back and watch it, especially because I'm pretty awesome, and that's a pretty great video. No, I'm kidding. But seriously, I do recommend that you go back and watch it. However, if you don't want to, we have got a load to Klamath Falls. Picking it up did not go super smoothly, so we did not get as far as we wanted to tonight, or last night. So now, this morning, I have to readjust my tandems and my fifth wheel in order to get myself within good legal weights. I did not have enough time on my clock last night to be able to do it last night. I literally had like 15 minutes left, and I don't think I'm new, so I haven't adjusted the tandems or the fifth wheel to like try and get it to exactly where I need to be very much yet, so I didn't want to risk running out of clock time and all that. So we've got a new clock today. We're running off a recap, so I've only got 10 hours of on-duty time today, but I think that'll still be plenty to get up to Klamath Falls. However, it's not going to be enough to get me home, which I was supposed to be home today, so that really sucks. And I had a bit of a rant at the end of the last video about that, but we're starting in new bright spirits today. I got to go out and I'm going to, finish getting ready for the day, and then I'll go out and start sliding the tandems and stuff and go reweigh it, and then we'll get on the road. So here is what I've got for weights. So we are at 10,520 on the steers. We're way overweight on the drives. We're at 35,780, and then on the trailer we're at 29,940. Now I've got about 4 more holes that I can go forward on the trailer axle, so that would definitely move that up. That would move that up 2,000 pounds, I believe. I've been told it's 500 per hole, and then steer axle, I've got 3 that I can go, and I've heard that that's about 300 pounds per. So if I move, I was at 35,780, so if I move the 35,780 minus 2,000, that would put me underweight on the drives, but only by like 220 pounds, which I am like at less than half a tank. So I'm assuming I'll probably have a fuel stop. Like the company really likes to give fuel stops even when you're not like close to empty, so I have a feeling they're going to want me to take a fuel stop, and I could just tell them no, but I think I would prefer to take the fuel stop. And with all that room on the steers, I might as well move it that way. But then also, just to show you, 29,940 plus 2,000 pounds, that would still put us at only 31,940 on the tandem, so we would be plenty good there. And then if we were to move 10,520, 520 plus 900, that would put us at 11,420. And then, oh, I forgot to save whatever that number was. It was 33,780 minus 900, that would bring us all the way down to 32,880. So we would be plenty good if we were to do that. So that is what we're gonna do. I still have about 10 minutes left on my 10-hour break. So once my 10-hour break's done, we'll get rolling on doing all that stuff and doing our pre-trip and getting on the road. Our tandems and fifth wheel have now been slid, and it is time to get ourselves reweighed. So thankfully the scale is just around the corner from where we stayed the night, so it should be nice and easy to do. And hopefully I slid everything correctly and we are now good to go. Because again, this is my first time really sliding them to try and get them to the right weight. The only other time we've been overweight or close on overweight was when everything was already as far forward as it would go, and I was overweight on the drives, so I couldn't do anything else, so I had to just go back and get the trailer reworked. So this time we've got room to work with, and we have worked with it, and hopefully that was enough. I don't know. I guess we will see. I think my math checked out. I showed you guys the math, so if it doesn't work out, well then we know that my math did not check out, and you guys now know not to do what I did. Alright, we are back on the scale. Oh, That's right, we're supposed to not use our brakes. Alright. That always freaks me out. When you're on the scale, you're supposed to not have your brakes on. Oh. Alright, we've gotten our weights back, and that did not move stuff as much as I thought it would. However, we are good. It's just very close. Okay. Well, I'm glad I moved everything as much as I did. We are at like 33,940 on the drives. So we are like right at our weight. So I think I do have room to move the fifth wheel a little bit more. And I know I said the whole reason I was doing this was to get a little bit more room just in case I stopped for fuel. But you know what? I do not have the time to keep working with that, because sliding the fifth wheel is kind of a pain in the butt. So I would prefer to not have to do that again. So we're just gonna send it with 33,940 on the drives, and I'll just make sure that if I fuel up before this load gets delivered, I don't go above half tank. We'll be okay as long as I do those things. And the train, there was a train that just went by. That was what that dash cam clip was about the train. So now we've got a huge line to try and get out of here, and it's gonna be a while, I think. We are now on I-5. We're gonna be on I-5 for about 260 miles, and again, this is all stuff that we've seen before, so I don't think that I'll really have anything until we take our exit off onto Highway 97, but I will catch up with you guys then, and I'm certainly looking forward to it, and I hope you guys are too. I've been very much looking forward to going somewhere new, even if it's not like somewhere completely new. Like, I have been to Klamath Falls before. It's at least new in a truck, and it's new for recording and all that kind of stuff. So, and I haven't been there in a very long time. It's been like 6 years, I think, since I've been to Klamath Falls. So should be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it, and hope you guys are too. Thankfully, you guys don't have to wait anywhere near as long as I do. Although now that I'm saying that out loud, I'm realizing I'm gonna get to experience this now. You guys won't get to experience it until I upload this, which probably won't be for a while. So actually, I guess I'm the lucky one here, but whatever. You guys will see in a second. Okay, we have diverged from I-5. We are now on 97. We've got about 80 miles to go from here, but it is all new territory, at least, again, new for the vlogs. So now dash cam clips will return. So I'm realizing now that actually this is, sorry that you're gonna have to listen to the flashers blinking. I realized maybe now was not the best time to talk about this, but anyways, I'm gonna talk about it now anyway. I realized that this is actually new territory for me as well, because although I have been to Klamath Falls before, I came in from the eastern side, and this time we're coming in from the western side, so we're on 97 North, and I took, I don't know, whatever highway is over there. I think it's like 140 or something like that. I don't know. Some sort of highway that comes in from the eastern side of Klamath Falls. So this is actually all new to me as well, and man, it is pretty. There is like a lot of really open space where you're like up high so you can see way out. Hopefully you'll see that through the footage on the dash cam and that little bit of footage that I recorded on the GoPro where I didn't talk, but it's pretty cool. I'm really enjoying this. This is my first time while trucking that I'm actually seeing something new, and it is exactly what I hoped it would be, so that's pretty cool. The only bummer thing, I don't have phone service, so I was on the phone with my wife and the phone call dropped, so that's kind of a bummer. Here's a little ghost town, it looks like. Oh, or maybe it used to be a camp, I don't know. It said it's for sale, and it looked like it was just like 1 or 2 buildings, so Yeah, maybe it was some sort of camp that is now for sale, but yeah, look at how wide open it is. It's so cool. Hopefully you guys can see it. I know you don't see the exact same thing that I see with my eyes, but hopefully it's pretty close. And it looks like we are getting into some snow, kind of. I had Al look at the, Al is my wife, I had Al look at the trip check, like look at the trip check cameras to see if there was any snow on my route, and she said there's a couple spots where there's some like light dusting of snow on the ground, but nothing where it's like on the road or anything like that. So hopefully it won't be an issue. I have been fighting the truck quite a bit. It has been very, very windy. Now it's starting to die down a little bit, but at one point, like, I literally could not hold the wheel straight. I was having to fight the wind so much. So I'm very glad that I am fully loaded and almost, I think I'm 77,000 pounds or something like that, 76 something. And I'm very thankful for that, because if I had been empty, I don't know if I would have felt confident driving through it. I mean, it's not, the winds aren't like that bad that I'm sure it probably would have been a worry, but again, it being my first experience with high winds, I wasn't feeling great even with a full load. So I'm sure that had I been empty, I probably would have been feeling very not confident. But again, any experienced trucker, anyone that's experienced like I-80 in like Wyoming where it's super, super windy, I'm sure this would have been child's play for them, but for me, it was not. So I am glad that, again, I am fully loaded, and that makes it a little easier. Like 3 cars on the road. There's still construction where we have to be prepared to stop. I'm looking at Google Maps. It looks like I'm going to be sitting a while. Of course. Literally cannot escape it. I cannot escape roads being closed or there being stops, you know, like sections like this where it's only one lane open, so you have to stop and then wait and all that. Like, I've had, this will now be the 3rd time that I've been stopped for, I mean, I guess we'll see how long I end up being stopped for, but if it ends up being more than 30 minutes, this will now be the 3rd time that I've been stopped for more than 30 minutes somewhere this week. Crazy. Also, the views are still pretty wild. It's kind of cool off that direction. The, like, mountains kind of fade away into the clouds. Pretty crazy. It's cool looking. Okay, we have arrived at the stoppage. It is 2:17. So let's see. We're kind of like rolling slowly, so I don't know if maybe our side has started to go through and they're just going through really slow or what, but either way, we have arrived at the stoppage. So now we see how long it takes. Okay, we are in fact rolling, so we only waited for 1 minute. I will very gladly take that. Only 1 minute that we were stopped, so that is sweet. Okay, unfortunately my GoPro overheated at some point, and I don't know exactly when. Nothing really important had happened or anything, so I'm not too worried about it. Either way, we arrived at the shipper, or the consignee. I had to take that empty trailer out from the dock and move it over there, drop it. That's gonna be my empty when I leave, and then I've got my loaded trailer hooked back up, and now I'm probably gonna back, I think I'm gonna back down that way and kind of get lined up parallel with the docks, and then pull up and to the right, and then just kind of do like a straight back, hopefully. Not quite a straight back, but you know, kind of like an offset back to getting into the dock. So that is what we are working on at the moment. And then I'll slide my tandems once I'm over there as well. too far off. So again, we're gonna get kind of parallel with the dock. I probably could make it into the dock from here, but I'd rather not try. Alright, so we're gonna pull up and to the left and then kind of do one of these, and then that did not work out quite how I wanted it to, but this should still be significantly easier. I just gotta keep an eye out for that curb, which we are plenty clear of. The nice thing about this dock is that there's nothing to hit. We are plenty clear. So again, I'm gonna get lined up completely with the dock, pull all the way back out, open up my doors, and then slide the tandems and all that once we're actually like lined up, which we are right there. Now, pull back onto flat ground. Okay, I guess we weren't perfectly lined up, but we were pretty close. So it'll be an easy back from here. So let's go ahead, we're gonna go open the doors, slide the tandems, and then back up the rest of the way. And only one of the pins went in. I'm gonna need to rock it back, so that's fine. We're going that way. Oh no, I guess we're going forward. So yeah, I'll have to rock it back and then pull forward. That's fine. Oh, I thought something had fallen, but that's the bags that they use to ensure that it doesn't fall over. So that's kind of nice. Bunch of cardboard boxes and stuff. It did say general merchandise, so I guess there's a bunch of random stuff in there. Alright, so now we gotta rock it back a little bit and then pull forward to slide the tandems all the way to the rear. Okay, and then I don't know if you guys could hear it, but I could hear it, that the pins have retracted. Now we should be able to slide them back. Oh man, they're sliding like butter. Oh, are they even sliding? Oh, they're not, because I'm a dummy and I pulled the wrong lever. Look at that. Look at me being all silly. Okay, let's see. So now do I have to, now I still have to rock it back first. That is too funny. Can't believe I did that. I'm making my life more difficult. Now we should be able to slide them. And there it is. Okay. Should be good now. Ah, what is going on? Okay, that was weird. They were just like popping back out as soon as I would let go. I don't know what was the deal, but we're good now. So, to the dock we go. Alright, I'm gonna get out and look, make sure that we are lined up with the door. Oh, we are at a very weird angle. Okay, we are sort of lined up with the door though. I just gotta, wow, I am at like a really weird angle. Okay, well, I can fix that pretty quickly. Oh, man, I hit the dock real hard. Okay, I think we are good. Let's get out and take a look. again, we're still at a bit of an angle. I don't know. I should probably fix that. Okay, so I think if I just pull... Wow, I don't know. Man, this was such an easy back, and I made it way more difficult than it needed to be. Come on, I gotta be close to the door at this point. Oh, I'm up against the door. Okay. Total opposite of the first time. I like barely touched it. Okay, that is much better. Alright, so now we drop this trailer, and then we go over and hook back up to the empty, but I'm probably gonna go inside and get my paperwork and stuff first. Took me a little longer than I thought it would. Is it good where it's at? Oh, I'll chalk it.
I got it.
No, I got it.
All right.
I don't want to make your day any more difficult than it already is.
Yeah, you know that I was the only one been here all day.
Alright, he said, he actually told me to pull out from this trailer so that he can lock it, and then he said by the time I hook up to the other trailer, should have the paperwork for me. Alright, I'm sure you're all good. Alright, I'm glad I did that because I had forgotten to pull the airlines and stuff. But now we're good. Sweet, thank you. Oh, I guess I didn't like that. I had it in drive still, so when he opened the door, it set off the alarm. Okay, we are all done here. I finished up all the paperwork and everything. We're hooked up to our empty. I think I'm going to drive over to a Pilot. My driver manager said that they have nothing else for me yet, and they said that if I don't hear anything by 0900 tomorrow morning to send another message. So I am definitely not getting home anytime soon, and I'm a little frustrated about it. Again, I mentioned this at the end of the previous video, but it's just a bummer. I don't know if maybe I'm doing something wrong. I requested my home time for tomorrow and Sunday, so I don't know if maybe I'm supposed to, like, if I want to be home by 23:59 on Friday night, I don't know if that means I'm also supposed to request off Friday, so that way they get me home on Friday and then I'm home Saturday and Sunday, but that is not how it sounded, so I would assume I'm not doing something wrong, but I wanted to at least check, so I sent a message and was like, hey, I'm obviously not going to get home on time. Is this something I did wrong, or like what happened, you know? Because this is now the second time I'm not getting home on time, and obviously, again, first time it was a broken windshield, so it makes sense, but this time I did everything by the book, everything I was told to do, and I'm still not making it home on time. Not even close. I don't think I'm going to get home until late Saturday. So, super lame, just because it means less time to spend with my wife, and I am bothered by that. So, oh well, it is what it is. We're going to drive over to Pilot. I'm not going to close out this video just yet, just because I do want to tell you guys like what the next load's going to be, and maybe even record that one in this video as well. It'll make this video a little longer than I think I probably want, but so be it. It is now the next morning. I stayed at Pilot, and it was nice. There actually was a lot of parking here. There still is, so I guess that's good to know that this place has a lot of parking. I just got a load, so I deadhead all the way from Klamath Falls to Halsey, and then from Halsey I'm supposed to deliver to Costco in Salem. My delivery time though is not until tomorrow morning, so Sunday morning now. So I just messaged the person, the driver manager that's currently on duty, and I was like, please tell me I can deliver this early. I didn't actually say it like that, but I'm really hoping that I can deliver this early and just deliver it today and then drive over to the yard and then go home. But I don't know. I am worried because Costco is, sorry, I've got something in my eye. Costco is one of the places that I believe only does on-time deliveries, and that's going to be really frustrating if that's the case. So yeah. So I think I will probably record up until I get to Halsey, just because, again, that'll be new territory I think that we're covering. And then once we're in Halsey, I'll shut down the video and, you know, I'll go do my delivery and get home for home time. So I also, if you watched the previous vlogs, you'll know that I was having an issue where I was starting to talk before the GoPro was actually recording, and that's because I had the GoPro on mute so it wouldn't beep or anything, because that annoys me a lot. But for the sake of making sure that I don't accidentally cut off the video, you know, like start talking before the video is actually recording, I have turned it back on. I just turned it on a low volume, just that I have some sort of acknowledgement, because I can't see the camera, you know, it's on top of my head. I just reach up, I press the record button, so that way it's not a distraction in any way, shape, or form from my driving. It's literally just, I reach up, press the button, and then I start talking. So, because I can't see it, I obviously couldn't tell when it was recording or not, so now I have some sort of, you know, acknowledgement of when it is recording, and I won't have that problem anymore. So I'm sorry that there's so many vlogs that had me cutting myself off, but it is an issue that has now been solved. All right, we are getting out onto the road. It looks like there is a little bit of snow along our route, but it looks like it has been plowed, or it's like there's tracks that have created through it, and it's like a very short section. I was looking at you know, Trip Check, which is like, it shows it has cameras for the roads that I'm going to be on and all that, and all the Trip Check looks pretty good overall. It says to carry chains, but I don't think I'll need them, and I do have chains, so we should be fine. I will admit, I'm still nervous. I certainly hope that I don't have to chain up, and I'm hoping that the cameras are accurate, you know, I mean, like, they're accurate, obviously. I mean, they're up to date. They say what date and time the pictures were taken, but I guess I'm hoping that it is actually as clear as it looks it is, you know? So, we'll see. But for now, I guess enjoy some dash cam footage. Okay, Drew from the future here. Unfortunately, I do not have any more dash cam clips from this day. And I will be so honest with you, I am like absolutely heartbroken by that. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. Like, I was so excited to edit this video. This was probably the prettiest drive I had ever done. And I've done a lot of really pretty drives. And I was so excited to share it with you guys. And like, I just was so looking forward to sharing it with you and getting to edit it and relive the beautiful drive, you know, and I don't know what happened, but I don't have the dash cam clips, and I literally have every other dash cam clip I have ever wanted to save from my dash cam, but for, of course, these ones that I want the most, I don't have. I don't know what happened. I checked the trash, which hasn't been, like the trash on the computer, which hasn't been emptied, and they're not there. I checked all of the other folders for all of the other vlogs, like even the ones that I still have to edit, nothing. And I checked the SD card for the dash cam, and they're not there. So I don't know what happened. I'm super heartbroken about it. I honestly feel like it just kind of ruins this video, and it probably doesn't. Like, you guys probably wouldn't have known any different if I didn't say anything. But yeah, it made the rest of this video very hard to edit, because I just felt like the biggest part of the video was missing, essentially. So I guess all that to say, I'm really sorry that this video is not what I wanted it to be, and I hope that you can still enjoy it anyway. But yeah, I'm really sorry that you guys don't get to witness at least all of the beauty. I still captured some of it through the GoPro, but I don't feel like it, you know, really captured it how I wanted it to. So yeah, I'm really sorry, but I hope you still enjoy the rest of the video anyway. into our first area where there is snow on the ground. There's plenty of trucks coming from the other direction and plenty of trucks in this direction as well, and obviously like it looks like it's already melting off even on the sides. So far we are still looking plenty good. I've seen lots of truck traffic coming towards me, so I would assume that all the roads are open, everything is totally fine. But we have gotten to our first bit of snow, so I wanted to show you guys. It looks like we may have a vehicle casualty up ahead. So that doesn't make me feel super confident, although the weather conditions definitely look better now than they did. But yeah, that is definitely a vehicle casualty indeed. That is a bummer. So just goes to show, gotta keep my eye out, keep myself going straight. So at the time that I'm recording this, it's not the case, but, well, I guess kind of, but there is starting to be some snow in the road. So again, I mean, like I just said, just got to keep an eye out and remain vigilant and careful. But I will admit, I'm starting to get a little nervous because I still have 32 miles to go before I even get to the point where the one camera was that had the most snow. So I'll admit, I'm starting to get a little nervous, but I'm sure everything's going to be fine. We have another casualty. That truck is flipped over. Not ideal. My nerves are definitely growing quickly, but again, we're still rolling, and I'm sure the conditions are probably much better now than they were when these trucks were leaving the road. Still scary. Also, I do want to acknowledge, I understand that these conditions are not bad at all. I'm not nervous because I think that these conditions are bad. I'm nervous just because I'm in a big semi-truck, and this is my first time experiencing these conditions in a semi-truck, and like, just again, seeing like the trucks flipped over and stuff just doesn't make me feel great. But like, if I were in a car in this situation, I would feel totally fine. Like, I drove my little front-wheel drive Mazda 2 through a literal blizzard, and watched other people in significantly more capable vehicles getting stuck and sliding off the road and stuff, and I just drove right through and didn't even think anything of it. So I would not be nervous in a normal situation. I am only nervous because of the fact that I'm in a big truck. My trailer is empty, so I've got no weight helping me out. And again, this is new to me. Whereas like driving in the snow in a car is not new to me. But again, I acknowledge that these conditions are not actually that bad, and I'm probably dramatizing them. But it is not for dramatic effect. I am genuinely nervous, but again, like, I'm not ashamed to say that I am nervous from conditions that are not that bad, because like, I'm new to this, so I'm just sharing with you guys what I'm feeling, and hopefully you guys understand and don't think I'm a total dweeb and never watch again. Okay, good sight to see. They are out cleaning the roads and stuff like that, so that makes me feel a little better that they are doing some road maintenance. Okay, it is now actively snowing. Not very much, very, very, very lightly, but it is actively snowing. We are coming into a little town of Chemult, I believe is the name of it. I was going to stop at a rest stop a little bit ago, but I got to it and it was still snowed. It like snowed in. They had not started plowing it yet, or sorry, they hadn't plowed it yet. They were starting to plow it as I was driving by. So we are now almost to the point at which, oh, there's a Pilot right there I could have stopped in. Okay, oh well. We are almost to the point where the roads looked the worst, and it is still not terrible. And again, there's plenty of plows out. Things are being taken care of, so that is good. That gives me a bit more confidence. And again, we are almost to the point that it was the worst, so we're almost there. And then once we get through the point where it is the worst, it very quickly like clears up. So we're looking good. I'm starting to feel more confident. Okay, so we are getting to the turnoff where we head on to 58 West, it is shortly after this that was the worst that I saw on Trip Check. It just looked like they hadn't plowed it yet or something. But I at least can tell that the roads are prepped, so that's good. They put down like the rock stuff. I forget what it's actually called, bedrock or something. Some sort of rock thing that they put on there to break up the ice and all that, as opposed to using salt. But it does look like they prepped the roads, and hopefully, I mean, I looked on Trip Check like more than an hour ago, so hopefully by this point, like well over an hour ago, so hopefully by this point they have plowed the roads and everything, and we're gonna be totally fine. And I have a feeling that by the time I edit this video, I will have driven through conditions that are much worse than this, and I'm gonna look back on this and even think to myself that I'm a dweeb for getting nervous about any of this. But I don't know, I guess when it's your first time, I mean, again, I feel like my feelings are valid, but at the same time, I'm like, even I know that I'm being a little ridiculous, I'm sure. So we'll see what happens by the time I edit this, I guess. Okay, I think we're just about to the point where it looked the worst, and it looks like they literally just plowed it. I just saw a plow going back that other direction as well, so I think we're looking good. I'm feeling, again, a lot more confident now. Also, it is really pretty. I do always love the snow because it is such like, it just makes everything look prettier, I think. But yeah, we're looking good. Everything looks like it just got plowed. And I'll know for sure once I get past the point that was the worst, when I go through a tunnel, because there's a camera that was just after the camera where all the snow looked bad. That was like one side was facing towards the tunnel and the other side was facing away from the tunnel, and facing away from the tunnel looked clear. So I'll know once I get through the tunnel, I've made it past whatever, you know, wherever it was had been the worst. We are continuing to descend, and the snow is starting to melt. I didn't go through a tunnel or anything, but so I guess maybe that wasn't on the main interstate. I mean, not main interstate, on the main highway. I don't know, but either way, things are starting to melt. It wasn't really an issue. I obviously just was overly cautious. I was taking corners significantly slower than I probably needed to, but I would rather err on the side of caution, so I basically was going like 10 miles an hour below whatever the speed that it suggested was. So we've made it through. We're all good. It is still like not really snowing, but it's like freezing rain kind of. So I'm still being careful. It's still only 36 degrees according to the truck. So again, still could be icy. So we're just gonna keep being careful until we know for sure that we're good to resume normal rain driving. Okay, I literally just recorded that last clip, and then I saw the sign that said tunnel, and here we are at the tunnel that I was talking about. So yes, we are now officially clear of the bad roads. I again checked Trip Check for the cameras after this and going down, and they were all clear. So we are now officially good. So they must have plowed the road or something like right before I got there, so everything was nice and clear, which is awesome. We are all good. And now we can relax a little and enjoy the beautiful sights, because they certainly are beautiful. I do have to say that although it was a little nerve-wracking at first, this drive has been very, very gorgeous. I mean, like, we went from the beauty of the winter landscape to now we've got the beauty of a fall landscape, and we're like paralleling a river. I mean, it's so cool. I can't believe that, like, this is work for me now. It's awesome. This is so cool. I'm getting paid to do this drive. Like, that's just, that blows my mind still. That like, I'm getting paid to go on beautiful drives like this and get to see cool sights and all this stuff. It's so cool. I love it. I love it. Well, I was recording for a different reason, but then that guy came flying up, passing me on a double yellow, so I guess I'll record that instead. But the reason I was going to start recording is just because of the fact that, like, my last clip I talked about, I was geeking out over the fact that I'm getting paid for this and how much I love it. And then after I stopped recording, I thought about how funny that is, because I'm still very upset that I'm not home right now when I was supposed to be home last night. So this job is definitely a love-hate relationship. Like, man, when I love this job, I really love this job. But when I hate this job, I really hate this job. So it's so funny how, like, even in that moment, like, I managed to love and hate it at the same time, you know? Like, I'm loving this drive. This drive is so pretty, but I still would obviously, like, rather be home right now. I would rather be spending time with my wife. And instead, here I am continuing to work. And it's just kind of lame that I'm not home. But at least I'm getting a pretty drive as a thank you, I guess. I feel like this drive somehow keeps getting prettier. Like, look at that view. I don't know if you can actually, if I can get low enough for you guys to see it, but like, that view is crazy. You can see so far out, and like the water runs through the big canyon. Like, it's so cool. I swear, this drive just keeps getting prettier and prettier. It is incredible. We are now almost back to I-5, so unfortunately, I mean, it's obviously still pretty, but the real pretty part of the drive is now over, and I'm a little sad about it. But that was genuinely, like, I think the prettiest drive I have ever been on. But like the snow, and then the fall colors, and then the giant open canyon with like the water running through it, that was just so cool. That was awesome. And I'm glad that I get to share that with you guys too. And hopefully you think it was, hopefully the camera shows like just how pretty that was. Because I mean, like, that was borderline jaw-dropping. It was like so cool. But now we're almost back to reality, back to I-5. Okay, at this point I'm probably not going to record too much more just because this video is already way longer than I planned for it to be. I planned for the end of it to be last night, and now I just recorded so much today, to the point where I'm now debating if I even want to do it all as one video. So, I don't know. Maybe this is the second vlog 7. I have no idea. Anyways, we're going to get to the shipper. Plan is pick up the load. I'm going to drive it up to our headquarters. It doesn't deliver in Salem until tomorrow morning, so our fingers are crossed. What I'm going to try to do is, I filled out a rider form for Al to be able to ride in the truck with me, right? And normally she can't. I've talked about this before, but normally she can't because somebody's got to watch the dogs and all that. Well, tomorrow, with the fact that all I have to do is deliver one load, and then I'm going home for my home time, that's like the perfect opportunity for her to just come with me for like a few hours, you know, and then us go back home. So that is the plan. The plan is for me to take this load to our headquarters, leave it at the headquarters for the night. I'll go home, spend the night at home. We'll get up early, come back to the yard, get in the truck together, go down, deliver it, and then drive back to the yard to park it for the weekend. So I hope that I don't fully know the deal with the rider policy. Like, I filled out the form, but I don't know what has to happen from here. I don't know if there's like a waiting period, or like if they have to deliberate on it, or like if, you know, some team has to approve it or deny it. And it is currently a Saturday, so I would assume if there is people that like need to approve it, they're probably not there. So I don't know. I'll have to see once I get to the yard. I'm gonna go into the office basically and be like, hey, I sent in this, did I do this right? Also, how long do I have to wait before, you know, she can ride in the truck with me? So let's keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully she'll be riding in the truck with me tomorrow when we go to do this delivery. Okay, along with the disaster of not having the dash cam clips, I also apparently did not record an outro for this. So my wife did end up getting to go with me, which was awesome. I think what happened was that I like took the GoPro home that night and then forgot to bring it back when my wife and I came back to deliver the load the next morning. Something like that. Either that or I just decided not to record and just enjoy the time with my wife. Either way, did not record an outro, but if you guys made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope that despite the mess that this video kind of was, that you still enjoyed it very much. And if you did, please make sure to like and comment on the video. And if you are not already subscribed, and again, made it this far and enjoyed it, please do consider subscribing. It helps out a lot. And hopefully, I will see you guys in the next truckin' vlog. Peace.